he never feels any of that pressure, Mulsey. There's never any urgency for him. It's the most hollow language that gets used around the Steelers every year. Remember going into last season, Art Rooney said, it's time we start winning some playoff games. We need to be urgent. And then the team lost 5 in a row to end the season and got its heads caved in by its arch rival in a playoff game. And you know how many coaches got fired for that?
0.
0 coaches lost their job. Tomlin will never get fired, but Terrell Austin's back as the yes man defensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
Arthur Smith going into year 2. Pat Meyer still coaching up the offensive line.
Everybody comes back.
Mike Sullivan, who didn't really have a job. No, not the Penguins' Mike Sullivan, but the other Sullivan who had been demoted to some nebulous job on the staff, just lost that job and didn't have his contract renewed. And that was it.
No heads rolled.
And so I find it interesting, and he'll talk in a couple hours, that we have this spirit of Steelers optimism that comes with training camp in the preseason. And fans start drinking Kool-Aid and getting excited about Aaron Rodgers and the new players they brought in.
Mm-hmm. Latrobe flu.
The coach is still the same. And that's why I don't get sucked into any of that. I don't understand how, and maybe you can explain this to me. If you're someone out there listening right now at 412-928-9370 who thinks that Aaron Rodgers is going to have a big year and thinks that Aaron Rodgers is going to end this playoff win drought and that Aaron Rodgers is going to be exactly what this team needs to end the longest drought since Chuck Noll was hired, get the Steelers a victory in January, and then that's going to segue so nicely into them drafting their quarterback of the future next April, that this is all going to be so clean, so tidy, so cool to have all those things happen this year. And Aaron Rodgers is going to be the prophet that brings it to them. If you believe that, then you have to be a Tomlin believer now. Because Aaron Rodgers has said it over and over and over again. He's here because of Mike Tomlin. You don't get Aaron Rodgers without Mike Tomlin. So if you're a big Aaron Rodgers guy, that means overnight you've either become a Mike Tomlin guy or you've always been a Mike Tomlin guy. You can't have that both ways. You can't love Aaron Rodgers and think Mike Tomlin sucks as a coach.
Now, fortunately for you, you don't love Aaron Rodgers, and you do think Mike Tomlin
Right.
sucks.
I stick to my guns. They're coming into this season on a 5-game losing streak where they got bludgeoned by every good team they played at the end of last year. In their last 6 playoff games that they've played, they've led for a total of 4 minutes and 56 seconds. Damn right I'm a skeptic because of who the coach is. And I always feel that way, but I feel like there are people out there.
Well, except when Kenny was their quarterback and you thought he would surmount Mike Tomlin.
That's right. I thought he was Tomlin-proof. I said as much, and I was dead wrong about that.
That might actually be that specific thing that this player is so great that he's Tomlin-proof might be your actual worst take.
But it's not just on this radio station. I see it on social media with fans. I run into fans who say these things. They're stoked for this season.
So broadly speaking, when you run into fans who want to shoot the breeze with you about, sports for 5 minutes, it's usually about the Steelers.
They're pumped about Rodgers, yes.
They're gassed up. Now, do you throw cold water?
Depends who I'm talking to. If it's somebody that I really feel like getting into a discussion with, I will bring this exact thing up. Well, wait a second. So you think Mike Tomlin now is that dude, huh? You think something changed this offseason in Tomlin where... Go back and, folks, you can do Mulsey special search. Go find the things you were saying, I don't know, on January 13th, I think was the date, when the Steelers lost to the Ravens. I bet you were saying things like, fire Tomlin. This has got to stop. Blow the whole thing up. And now fast forward to now, and it's like, you know what? I think this is going to be the year, damn it. I think we got something here. I watched the Bengals defense last night. They suck. I'd rather have Mike Tomlin than Joe Burrow. Shut the F up, man.